Not all of your audio files meet your needs without editing. Some have no introductions, some have too many verses, some may not have enough verses, some have interludes or other distracting measures that can be easily deleted. Suppose you've selected Great is Thy Faithfulness, but it needs an introduction to key the congregation to join in. In other words, it sounds like this. And you'd like to have it sound like this. The program we're going to use is an open source program called Audacity. This is it here. It is the standard. You don't have to look further. You also need a plugin called Lame in order to encode and export MP3 files. Just download Lame, install, and it works just fine. In order to get there, you need to first just Google Audacity, and the one you want is Audacity at sourceforge.net. You can do the same thing for Lame Encoder, and that's it right on top, Lame at sourceforge.net. Download them both, install them both, and they'll work just fine. So I've opened Audacity. Now I'm going to open the file that I want to use. This is Great is Thy Faithfulness. Before we use it, I'm going to point out a few of the features. This area on the upper left are the playback buttons. You're familiar with those and will use them. Next, this tool right here is the selection tool. It allows you to come back down here and select any area that you want, or select a starting place to play the music. The next item I want to show you is this button called the Time Shift tool. We're going to be using it. In addition, these buttons are over here allow me to zoom out so that I can be more selective, or zoom back in so that I can see everything on the same screen. There are also effects that you can use. You can amplify. If I've got sections in it, I can fade in or fade out. Those are probably the most important tools. And lastly, when I want to save my project as an MP3 file, in this particular case I do not save, but instead I export. That's it. Let's go ahead and play a little Great is Thy Faithfulness, and you'll see the problem we want to overcome, because it starts right in without any introduction. Stopping. You'll want to use the stop button for most of the time instead of pause, because if I pause it, I can't do any operations on the music. I need to be able to stop. Well, let's go ahead and zoom out. So that I can, and then I'm going to go to the end using my selection tool. Let's see, using my selection tool, I'm going to select right here. This is the part I'm going to use. I'm going to copy. Now, one more feature I need to use. There's tracks. I want to add new tracks, stereo tracks, and those are added right down below. I'm going to narrow all of this a little bit so that I can see them a little bit better. And I'm going to go right to the beginning, put my selection tool there, and then I'm going to paste that bit that I copied. Now, I'm going to come up and hit the time shift tool. I want this music up here to start after. Let's see, let me zoom out a little bit here. And if I put it about right there, if I play it, going to the selection tool and starting about right here, as it fades out, the new music could come in right on the beat. And if it misses the beat, then of course I can use my time shift tool to move it back and forth. The last thing I need to do is export it. Coming down here, export. In this case, I'm going to change the title to with intro. Save. It tells me that it's going to be mixed down to 2 channels when it's exported. That's fine. And then here's the properties box. I can go ahead and change the title here also. And then the last step is to go ahead and save it. The editing features allow you to do tasks like adding verses, deleting interludes or pauses, adding or combining songs. Good editing.